Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and here we are for episode 9 of Come Unstuck. I'm Richo, this is Luke, and we are your amazingly good-looking hosts for this fantastically positive, motivating, and just kick-ass group.
How good is that intro, mate?
I don't even know where that came from.
A couple of 9 out of 10s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And straight away bring in the heat. Fantastic.
We were due.
We were definitely due. All right, so jumping straight into it. How do I deal with friends who treat you unfairly? So this was a question flung at the boys, and we talked about during the week, and we were like, this is probably a pretty good one to talk about. I'm sure everyone's been through a situation where they have someone, not even necessarily a friend, but it can be like a family member or whatever, like just kind of like taking advantage of them. And sometimes that stuff is hard to deal with and like hard to manage and get yourself, out of that sort of situation. But yeah, did you have anything you wanted to dive in first off, Luke, before?
Yep. I've got a few little notes written down here on my iPad Pro. Shout out to Apple for the sponsorship, and and shout out to Export for the cheap free piss as well. Yeah, we wish. Yeah, this is a really tricky one. Shout out to Westpac for the credit card to finance it. This is one of those ones that I think is probably a bit more common than what we think, and I've got a few different points to touch on. So maybe I'll go through each of those individually, and then you can give me your thoughts on them, and then maybe wrap it up. So starting from the top, I think communicating that there actually is a problem. So saying to your friend, like, hey, I don't really like the way you're treating me, or I don't like this repetitive behavior, or this is how it makes me feel, and trying to have a productive conversation about that. I think that's probably something that can get overlooked, where people don't want to deal with the problem. They just want to basically be like, my friend is a prick, and I refrain from using a C-bomb there. And so therefore, like, that's the end of it. They're just like that, and I fucking hate them, or blah, 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 and get all wound up, but never actually communicate that that's, there's behavior that you don't like.
I agree.
Thoughts?
I think, yeah, I'm a big lover of open communication. I think that's probably like one of my strengths. I think is the whole, like, being open to communication, being open to doing that, having those sort of conversations, where I know a lot of people sometimes kind of aren't, and that's usually one of the most challenging things for people, is to actually just kind of like confront the person and go, hey, I don't like the way you're talking to me, or I don't like this sort of behavior, or I don't like this, that, the other. But yeah, like that's, for me, like, I agree with you that that's like step one. It's like, you actually have to like communicate it and have the conversation before you do anything else.
Yeah, otherwise they're potentially not necessarily going to know, right?
Yeah.
And then closely aligned to that, oh, mate, I don't like the way you treated me. So one of the lads in the background just taking the piss out of me here. Thanks, mate. We're going to have a communication session after this, mate. Just give me a break. The one and only Sleepy Jones.
Anyway, was it really?
Yeah.
Sleepy Jones.
We'll see if we can get him on screen shortly.
Yeah, get him on. What are you doing?
Expectations. I think sometimes we have to take a step back and actually, think about, are my expectations of this friend too high? Is Sleepy Jones actually going to be able to stay awake for 12 hours whilst we're hanging out? No. And so realistically, you start getting frustrated by your own expectations of your friends, or, you didn't even offer to help me do that. And they're like, what the fuck? Like, that's, is that realistic for you to actually expect them to do what you're then, whinging about them not doing as such, or getting pissed off about, which you probably have, a part right to think that, but then if you're not communicating it, then maybe your expectations of their behavior could potentially be a little bit too high. So maybe just take a bit of responsibility and at your own end and see maybe your expectations don't really align with what are realistic.
I like it.
Get in here, get in here. Get in here. Have a look at him. Can't, hurry up. Yeah, come on, mate.
Here he is. Yes, the Sleepy Jones. I can't see him on camera.
You can't hear anything because I've got headphones in. So
no, you can't see him either. He's got to move over a bit more, closer to you.
You need to get involved, mate. Maybe if we step back a bit here, it might be a little bit pixelated. Can you move in a bit closer. Do you want to chuck this in your ear?
Give the lady a good shot of him.
Chuck that in and you'll be able to hear. For people watching that don't know, this is Constable Ben Jones, because he's a bit of a cunt and also very unstable. But anyway,
the heat.
He's a good lad, mate. How do you deal with, just quickly whilst we've got you here? How do you deal with friends that don't treat you very fairly?
Treat you very fairly, right? From an early stage, if they're treating you unfairly, then you just don't become friends with them. Friendship's about being on even terms, and being a friend. So, if they're going to be dickies, then fucking might be the mate, pretty much.
Here he is.
If you are their mate and they start changing and being a bit fucking weird about things, then obviously address the issue. And then if their attitude continues, then yeah, mate, cut it off.
Cut them off.
Yeah. Get your main boys, main circle, main group of friends who offer you the most support, and then go from there.
Nice. Solid.
Sweet, that's me.
BJ.
Take my shirt off, sir. Oh, wow. Just so much on. A lot of heat. Well, there you go. That's probably my fourth. Sloppy Jones, that's probably my 0.4, so he's covered that off quite well for us there. Any thoughts on the expectations and communication piece?
So love communication. In terms of expectations, I think, expectation is, and it's pretty known that it's like the number one killer of, relationships in general. So I think like when it comes to like your friends and stuff, you probably shouldn't have, just don't really have many expectations. It's hard though, because especially if they're like an old friend or something. And then I agree when you were talking about the accountability stuff, like I really did love that, because I feel like when someone's, rubbing you the wrong way, or they're like continually taking advantage of you and stuff, like if you're not saying anything, you're not communicating, like you need to take accountability for that. Like if you've let that behavior continue and you've not said anything, then that actually falls on you as well. Like you've just made that you've made it so much harder for you actually to help them change that behavior. The sooner you like say something or whatever, like the better it is. Like I reckon communication is just let it out, don't hold it in.
What about when you try and communicate it and then you get into this like defensive situation of, well, you did this and well, you didn't do this, or what, you can't talk to me like that, or who do you think you are, or like that sort of shitty, what I call below the line behavior?
I'll just walk away. I mean, this is me. This is like, because I've been in these sorts of situations where this stuff happens, and it's like, the thing is, once I feel like, and this is just my opinion, once someone puts the defense on, it's very hard to bring that off. So it's like, I feel like you kind of need to just walk away and give them a minute, and then maybe when it's all calmed down, then maybe go and say, hey, like my intention wasn't to actually like upset you or whatever.
Yeah.
But like if there's something like that I'm doing that's making you feel like you need to behave that way, well
Yeah.
then let's work it out, and let's like, I don't know, just find some like common ground, and like I don't know, a lot of people always have reasons for stuff, so I
Yeah.
think definitely just hear, like if they have an issue with you, that's why they're doing something, then hear them out, and then you guys just work together.
Yeah, I was going to add that I think in those situations it's quite good to try and neutralize the situation. So I've I've had friends who are sort of, with me whilst they're having arguments with their own friends, and I'm just like, why are you still having this convo? Like,
Mm-hmm.
by saying that, they're just then reacting with just more bullshit because it's like exactly what you're talking about. They're in that defense mode, so it's all like
Yeah,
they're basically wanting you to say the wrong thing. So I'm like, just try and neutralize this and just end it so you don't have to A, drain yourself of the bullshit, and B, fuel more of their bullshit and negativity to then try and paint you as the bad person.
yeah,
Um, and so, an example of that, someone trying to say, like, oh, well, like, I don't even know if I want to come and do that with you anymore, because they're wanting you to be like, yeah, fine, like, don't then. But instead be like, okay, just pause and go, okay, well, if that's how you feel, then that's up to you. Then you make them take responsibility and then go, okay, shit, am I going to be this person that doesn't come and do whatever it is with you or whatever? And then you're not giving them an option to carry on with their bullshit attitude. They've then got to
yeah,
take responsibility of it and go like, okay, so this is actually my decision, not, well, you told me that you didn't want me to come anyway, or like just that petty bullshit.
yeah,
Try and take the like heat out of the convo or the issue, or neutralize it and just be like, okay, well, like, if that's how you feel, then that's how you feel. So let's
sounds
make
like
your own decisions. And
I feel like I'm a bit of an expert at those because I've just, it sounds like my last 10 years of dating, like it's just been
well,
I'm,
taking that
I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Because
taking
all
the
my
heat out of
ex-girlfriends.
Tinder conversation. Oh, you didn't want me to
Oh,
come for a
Jesus.
drink anyway. Anyway, it's not good. Let's not go there, mate. I'm wearing a pink top. I'm house sitting, and I'm pretty sure the people that own the house think I'm gay as well. So that's another conversation. So anyway, you got to be able to take the piss out of yourself, right?
Yeah, that's the fun, isn't it? Flatmate just got home.
Hey, mate, how you going? And then another thing I'd written down is basically, part of that neutralizing piece, like your own behavior, and
Yeah,
having a look at, is your behavior affecting how they're reacting to you? And that's like a
yeah,
really hard
100%.
thing to do, but trying to step back and go like, okay, are they acting like this because of something that I'm doing? And that's obviously a pretty tricky thing to be able to audit. But if you can, then quite often I think that people's reactions are coming from our behavior, which is
Yeah,
really hard to draw the line and go, well, where does that start and where does that stop? But sometimes,
yeah,
when you're kind of winding someone up, or not being as fair to them as you would be to another mate or something like that, and you're kind of like, okay, well, that's probably why they're reacting like that, because I'm actually being a little bit of a dick myself.
yeah. It takes it back to that whole self-awareness piece.
Yeah,
Like, what's that? Like, there's that, there's that. What is it? The one of the commandments in the Bible. Like, I'm not, huge into it, but like, there's that one, and it's like, treat others how you want to be treated or something. And like,
yeah,
I'm so strong into that. So it's like, if you're giving a mate a hug, I don't know, think about it next time you're winding someone up. Like, how would you like it if if someone was doing that to you?
yeah, exactly. Yep. And then my final point, mate, is basically, if you've had a crack at all of those things, then you need to sack them.
Oh,
And
yeah, here we go.
yeah,
Just
and
fucking cut the tires. See you later.
as Sleepy Jones was saying over here, Sloppy Jones, some call him. You just you get to choose how you feel and what you accept, right? So, if you're having that much drama and it's like it's constant, are they really that good a friend? Are they your sort of top five, network or however many friends you have? But just this, like, mate, drawing a line in the sand and going, you know what, like, I don't actually accept that behavior in my life anymore. I'm sorry, but I'm going to need to find a way to deal with this, and part of it may be that, like, I can't have anything to do with you whilst you're in this shitty attitude or mindset, or constantly bringing me down or whatever. I don't need it. So really thinking about whether they're actually adding value to your life or not, or whether you're just friends with them because it's convenient or it's been a lifelong thing, or whatnot. And like Ben said, keeping your tight ones close, and then really relying on and building a circle of trust. Is that what they call it? That sort of thing. And then sacking the ones that are just bringing you shit to your life.
Yeah, I think I find it so, like, I feel like a lot of people find it really difficult to do that, like to cut certain people out of their lives. Like, I feel like I don't know if it's a society thing or whatever, but it's almost like we're taught to, like, you have to, like, a lot of people just hold on to all these people who might actually be super negative in their lives, and they don't actually do anything about it, and they just kind of cop it and deal with it, and just, like, not just say see you later. Like, and that's always kind of baffled me when I would see people putting up with a lot of BS and just dealing with it, when it's like, you could easily just not talk to that person and be 10 times happier.
Yeah.
And like, cause like I've had personal situations myself where I've cut people out. Like, I had a mate that I went to primary school and high school and stuff with, and I remember it would have been like, I was about, I think, heading to a 20 mate's birthday, or like a weekend away. It was like a 25th birthday or something. And I was in the car with a couple other mates, and I was just like, I'm not looking forward to this because I know I'm going to see this other bloke, and he's just a dick. And like, I talked it out with like those boys, and then I think that night I ended up having a blue with that dude anyway, and then it was just like we didn't speak for like years, and it was just like, no, see you later. Like, and then it was funny because I think the toughest thing was for my mates, because they were like, oh no, you guys have to sort it out, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, I'm fine. Like, I'm just like, I'm not going to engage because it just always makes people shit. But to all those people out there, I think if you've got someone in your life like that, it's actually a lot easier to do than you probably think. Like, if someone's bringing you down all the time, and you've had the conversation, you've tried to fix it, then just make the snip.
Yeah,
see you
it's
later.
not to say that you won't end up, like, reconnecting down the track when you've, maybe got a different common ground, or that common ground that you used to have that you don't have anymore is suddenly gone, and so that might be where the issue's coming from, or whatnot, and then all of a sudden later on you kind of reconnect, and you might be best friends or stronger than ever, or get a civil union or get married or whatever happens. If it's on, it's on, and if it's in, sometimes it's in. So there you go. Simple as that.
Easy. Cool.
Easy stuff.
Do you have any other points? Any final thoughts?
No, I think that's basically me. But I think just don't let it drag on for too long, and don't the longer you hold on, the longer you have to hold on, right?
No, I agree.
So and just be brave about it, and don't overthink it. And if you're an awesome person, you're probably gonna attract more awesome people into your life anyway. So why get worried about losing a friend when there's probably a billion other people out there that would love to be close to you?
Yeah. I agree. That was very deep. I liked it.
Thanks, mate. Thanks. I've had a cider and a beer, so
I wish we could hug, but
yeah. Are we still live? We're still live. Yeah, shit. So anyway, no, it's good stuff.
I'll leave your clothes on.
Okay. It's not Friday.
Cool. Final thoughts for me would just be communication. Like, everyone, just make sure you just be open and honest to people. Like, if someone pisses you off, just tell them. Be honest about it, especially for your friends. I think, like, when it comes to friends and family, you should be able to be the most honest with them. and true with them. Because if you're not true with the people you were closest to, then I don't know. That's kind of concerning. Because then how are you even true to yourself? Like,
Yeah.
That's
a good one. That's deep.
Yeah, holy shit. What's happening?
And then, spoiler alert, you've already got a question for next week lined up. Is that right?
Yeah, already have a question next week. Someone's hit us up. I think I just saw Rowan jumped on. I just want to say, man, that was holy crap when Luke posted those photos. If you're watching this, that was extremely inspirational. I actually think he looked pretty good pre the weight loss, but
hell of a rig. Yeah.
But yeah, man, great work, and that was super inspirational, and I was really happy to see it. And that's someone who's over in Sydney, Australia, and just that was crazy, man. Fantastic work. That was killer.
Yeah,
hopefully actually.
Like I said, pretty brave of anyone to be able to post something like that. And so that was, that's pretty awesome to read. And I know he's got a heap of boys and lads and ladies and all sorts in behind him over here. And so, yeah, it's fucking fantastic stuff. So go the lad.
Yeah, and I hope anyone else who's watching or a part of the group, if they have any life wins and stuff, and if you feel like it, don't hesitate to share them. I mean, I haven't seen any negativity in this group, which is fantastic. It's all been just love and positivity and good vibes. So, thanks to everyone out there who's participating and watching and getting involved. It's great. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Super grateful.
And my tip of the week is how to win at rock, paper, scissors. Just randomly. So we'll try this live on air.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll play rock, paper, scissors.
You actually want to... All right, hang on.
Yeah.
All right. Is there a bit of a lag there? All right.
Yeah, so it's 3, 2, 1, and then we pull the hands, right?
All right.
Yeah. All right. Wait, what sort of whiskey is that? I don't know. Anyway, don't worry. Okay, yeah. Right. 3, 2, 1. Bang, you went paper. You little bitch. Sweet.
There was a lag. It was a lag.
So, how good is this tip? So basically, what just happened there is if you want to win at rock, paper, scissors, this is apparently statistically proven to improve your chance of winning. Just as you're about to go, you distract the person you're playing. And so that's why I said,
my goodness.
What sort of whiskey is that? And then you rush them, and then you bang 3, 2, 1, and then you go scissors, and most people are more likely to go paper. So
that's so funny, because I actually was going to choose rock.
Bang, I fucked you over with the whiskey, mate. Got him. So, I read about that. It's like a little psychology tip or something a little while ago. I wrote it down. So maybe test that out, team, and see if it works. Try it on a few people that aren't in the group or something.
You could make some money out of it.
Yeah, maybe.
10% of all proceeds need to come back to us, though. That's,
it's only fair, right?
Probably legally not allowed to say that, but whatever.
Zuckerberg loves it.
Sweet. All right, cool. Sweet. All good. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. It's always a pleasure hosting for you guys. If you have any questions, we're always open to hit up. Keep active on the group. Loving seeing the increase in posts from all different people. It's really, really cool, really exciting. And yeah, stay happy, stay positive. Yeah,
that's nice, mate. That's a nice finishing touch. Yeah, righty, guys. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week with another huge question. Episode 10, is it?
All right, guys.
I thought we'd be past that.
Episode 10. No.
Next week.
Next week. Maybe we'll have to do something special then.
All right. I've always wanted to see you nude, for sure. Still live. Yep. Can't reuse that gag. Righto, mate. Let's do it.
All right. Bye,
see you guys.
Everyone.